Technical analysis. What is it? And how can I profit? This set of slides provides a brief introduction to the subject of technical analysis. It was first prepared in about 2011 for use in private seminars, and it's been adapted for use by the ATAA. These slides have been shown over the years at Melbourne ATAA meetings for the benefit of newcomers, and some years ago in the Trading and Investing Expos. The ATAA, what is it? The Australian Technical Analysts Association. It's a not-for-profit association with a presence in major cities around Australia. Technical analysis is very useful, and this statement sums up why it works. Financial market price charts summarize the underlying opinions and emotions of the real market participants. Every chart tells a story. It pays to understand the stories in the price charts. So why use technical analysis? Why use it? What can it do to help us? Firstly, technical analysis, or TA, can help us understand more about why share prices are moving. It's telling us about the opinions and emotions of the market participants. We can use TA to help us make smart and informed stock purchase decisions. It can help us to minimize downside risks. It can help us to maximize upside potential, make smart sell decisions if needed. We can use it to help protect hard-earned capital. And it's certainly very useful to help us minimize any losses. Have a look at this weekly line chart of a stock AMU, Amadeus Energy. It's an old chart. Amadeus is not around anymore, but this chart is useful. This price chart is a simple weekly line chart. This black line across the chart indicates very simply the closing price of the stock at the end of every week. The one thing it doesn't tell us is how much the share price varied during the week, the range in price, and sometimes that can be very instructive. Here's another version of the same chart, and this particular one indicates and demonstrates some key principles of technical analysis. Let me run through them. Firstly, notice that this is a weekly candlestick chart, and you can see candles here. Note that every candle on a weekly candle chart summarizes the price action in 1 week, and there's a big white one here 2/3 of the way through this chart, and you can see it indicates the very tall range in price during the week compared to some of the shorter candles back at the start of the chart. The second feature I'd like to point out on this chart is on the right hand side, the vertical price axis. This is in dollars and cents. This indicates that the price varied from less than 10 cents at the start of the period up to above 20 and nearly 25 cents by the end of this period. But have a look at the little tick marks on this vertical price axis. They are not equally spaced. That's because I've applied a logarithmic scale to this axis. There's a reason for that, and we might cover it later. The third thing I'd like to point out on this chart is the blue line that runs across the chart, initially fairly flat and then rising towards the end of the chart. That's a moving average of the share price. And the moving average, a standard technical analysis chart indicator, can be very useful, and I'll explain why a little bit later. The fourth thing here on this particular chart is an observation which is indicative of price consolidation. I've drawn a red dotted line across the chart at about 9 cents, and we can see that for the first several weeks here on this chart, the price action is stuck below that red line. In technical analysis terms, we call that a resistance level on the chart, and I'll explain why that's so important in a few minutes time. Notice that the share price in each week was stuck below that resistance level, below about 9 cents, until here on the chart indicated by number 5, we see a couple of candles poke above that price level and then rally further. That's a price breakout. On this weekly chart, it's easier to see. It really sticks out. On daily charts, it can also be very useful. We'll touch on breakouts again a bit later. From that point onwards on this chart, we can see an uptrend. Each of these candles is climbing higher and higher across the chart. An uptrend is placed, and uptrends are important. We'll also touch on those shortly.